Her husband, 39-year-old Christine.
As we prepare to, before we start, we're going to ask that you silence your phone, put your phone on silence, and just for housekeeping, our board meetings are now being televised on YouTube Live. So there, as of tonight, this is our first broadcast. They will be on YouTube Live. So hence, going forward, you can, even after tonight, you can go back and watch it because it will be saved on YouTube channel. And I think it's at City of Okolona.
Mm-hmm. All one word, no space.
Okay. The time has arrived for us to call our meeting to order. This is the official meeting of the City of Okolona, Tuesday, September 2nd, 6:30 p.m., Roswell Greenfield Auditorium. I am going to ask Attorney Shelton if he will lead us in the opening prayer.
Dear Lord, come to you at this time. We give thanks for all the many blessings that you bestowed upon us. Thank you for the leadership that we have here in the city of Okolona, and just ask that, Lord, you touch everyone's heart, that we serve the city of Okolona with the interest of the city of Okolona at the forefront. And we thank you, Lord, for all that you've done in our lives. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Remain standing for pledge. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the agenda, I see that there's the financial report, so we'll make that 7A. Review of financial reports, if you don't mind. 7A. Financial reports for the city and the election department. Approval of the radio. Yeah, he just did what we talked about last night, but he did get the contract and out in the cloud. Just, it's approval, what now? Okay, approve Miss Wing contract, let's put that 9A. Mississippi. Radio contract. We'll put it on the consent agenda item. Let's put it at 20. We'll make it 17, right? Approve, we have a person, go to the fire, captain, who is first? Nick McDaniel.
What number you said, Mayor?
17A, approve Nick McDaniel to attend Fire Academy. Are there any other items? Any other items? Any other items? Is there a motion for the approval of the agenda?
Make the motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Question. May I make a motion to make a close determinations for item 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14?
We will do that once we get to that.
Sure.
Now 10, 11, we can't go in for 10, 13. Because those are officers, and they don't allow us to go into executive session for officers. That's why we worked on it in our work session last night. Now, did you say number
11, 12, 13, and 14.
11, 12? The infrastructure grant is 12. Can we discuss that in executive session?
I mean, if there's, Alderman can certainly make a motion for the permit, but I don't know. You know, if there's something sensitive or, you know, negotiation. Something like that.
Because we have our engineer who's gonna discuss that with the board as far as the, that contract. Because they're wanting to be signed now, or we're gonna lose it. I asked him to take the word out. Is that what you're asking, to remove, to strike 12? I don't think you can take it that, it's not included in the executive session. That's what he's saying, you can take out 12 and just do 11.
11, 13, and 14.
But now 11, if I'm not mistaken, has to be discussed in the public. Because I'm an officer. And 13 and 14, those are contracts. Can they be discussed in executive session, those contracts?
Mayor, it's possible that some things can be discussed in executive session, but not just.
We can make that code determination, we'll make that, when we get to those, and then we can go from there. And once we come to those, we'll get the book out and they'll tell us what all we do. And once we get to that, that's just a, let table that to suspend the rules, and we'll take them all up when we get near the bottom for executive session, because there are some personnel on here that warrant that, because we have some hires on here. And there's more at the bottom, as well as number 30, because that's pertaining to industrial development, economic development. I know that it meets the threshold. Once we get the book out, you will see it. So is there a motion to approve the agenda? I mean, we have a motion, we have a second. Are there any additional questions? Being none, all those in favor let it be known by aye.
Aye.
Opposers, one opposer, it passed by a majority vote. We're at number 6, citizen comments, and we actually, it pertains to the current agenda, and you're limited to 2 minutes. Are there any citizen comments at this time? Are there any citizen comments? And we actually, it's not an ongoing repetitive. If you've already been up, Dan, and if it's the same thing that you've addressed before, we're not acknowledging that. We're not acknowledging that. I'm sorry, Dan. You've already addressed the board. We have taken what you said under advisement.
You wanna go down from 85,000 out of 75,000.
Get him out. Get him out. You can get him out. Go ahead, have a seat, Dan. We have heard from you. Go have a seat. Either you finna leave outside.
75,000.
Escort him outside.
23.
Bottom line, put him on outside. Are there any other citizen comments at this time?
How y'all doing? I'm Earl Blanch, 507 West Main. I've been in business for 51 years, business and a taxpayer here in Okolona. My concern is, I was asked to come up here and try to make a difference, but probably gonna be a lot of people that ain't gonna speak and talk to me tonight. I don't think it's right for not to give this man 85,000 and you give the water and light department 80, you give someone 75. And I'm gonna say this to the councilman, I'm just not getting back on vacation. You cannot buy a soda pop with $1, $2 anymore, with $5. You can't rent a hotel room for $55. Now it's $300-400. So everything done went up and we are knowledgeable of that. Okay, nothing cheap no more. And y'all elected this man again several times. You brought him back. So he didn't just get in there. So I'm saying, if you're gonna do something, look at all the other guys that making money. In other words, $80,000, $85,000 really ain't no money when you really look at it. If you taxpayer, I'm saying that if you're gonna do him, go back and do everybody. Okay? Don't you think the mayor's supposed to make more than the water and light guy, or the inspector, or public work? Come on now, let's be real. What you saying? I didn't come here to raise no hell. I'm just doing what's right, what I feel led. I didn't want to come. And like I said, I don't like it, but I love it because God tells me a little bit about it. Okay? So I'm speaking for this. When you do it, you look at your other guys making money. Okay? Don't just shut him down. You elected. Hello, somebody? You brought him back in. He said what he want. Maybe he got a job to do. Now, I'm probably gonna have some enemies, but it don't matter because I don't need anybody anymore. Thank God for that. I like to have a friend, but I want the board members to know that as coming from a businessman and a good taxpayer, late all the time, but good. Nobody never took nothing. So just consider that. Because you got some people with $5,000. What are you talking about? You talking 85? This man making 80, 75, 65. That's close. Close run. If you count money. I just want to say that tonight. I didn't want to be on YouTube. But let's do it like this. You remember the man? I'm leaving. I can't take it off. The man came in with the chainsaw. What was he at? Okolona? Somebody say something. In Okolona, he took a lot of jobs that wasn't happening. So maybe y'all need to do that. Or you begin to start trying to cut. Look at what you don't put in and look at your money. That's what I'm going to say. And may God bless all of you. And Shaman didn't pay me now. I don't need his money.
Are there any other citizen comments at this time? If you've been up, Mike, and if the same thing, is the same thing apply to you as it does to the doc? I understand that, but if you've addressed the board with that issue, And if it's the same thing, we're not going down that road tonight. Because you've already been before the board and we've taken what you had to say under advisement. This is not a town hall meeting. And it is a privilege that we are allowing citizen comments. And if you abuse it, we will remove it.
It's a privilege.
It is a privilege.
To be allowed to speak.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you the order of business. I have a job to do and I'm gonna do it as the president of this board, and it's keep order in here. And it is a privilege for us to give the citizen comments. It's not required under law. And each person up here knows that. And if you think that you're gonna come in here and bash these folks because they have a job to do, we're not gonna tolerate that from no citizen.
All you
just make-
did I have anything pertaining to the agenda?
No. I said, if you have already addressed this board concerning any item, whether it's on this agenda or not, we've already heard from you. We heard from you the last time, so if it's the same thing, we don't want to hear that tonight. And we're not gonna hear it. If you start, I'm gonna ask Chief to escort you out, just like Mr. Judd. I'm fair and consistent with everybody. Those are the rules, people. If you've addressed this board once, we've heard from you. And if it's pertaining to the same thing, we're not gonna go down that road. Because this is not a town hall meeting. This is a business meeting.
Okay, you got citizen comments on here. I don't know, I don't get how you gonna rearrange everything here, folks. What they can and can't say. Come on. You let somebody else just up and talk 10 minutes. As long as you praise you.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. See your mic. That's the way it's gonna work. That's the way it's gonna work. See you later, Mike. You're not gonna bash these people up here. We have a job to do. Are there any other citizen comments at this time? Are there any other citizen comments 2 times? Any other citizen comments 3 times? All right, we're moving on. We're at number 7, discuss and approve the docket of claims. Ward 1, any questions pertaining to the docket of claims? Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4,
No, sir.
Ward 5,
No.
Ward 6. No. Being that there are no questions on the docket of claims for the city, is there a motion for its approval?
Make a motion to approve the application.
Is there a second? Is there probably motion and second? All those in favor, aye? Any opposers? 1 opposer, it passed by a majority vote. Docket of claims for the electric department. Should have been here. Ward 1. Ward 2.
No.
Ward 3.
I just got this.
Ward 4.
No, sir.
Ward 5.
No.
Ward 6.
Mayor, I just got to, so, okay, I don't have any questions for now.
Just basically giving those 2 an opportunity to just slow down. It's on page 2. Page 2, and it says, docket says claim. This one has that Renaissance, yeah, it'll be on page 2. On that, you had asked last night, Charlie, about that, those tires, that was for the work, it was for the band. Ward 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion for its approval?
Make a motion to approve the next month.
It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it. Financial reports for the city and the election department. Okay.
President, to start off with saying and the actual expenditures. This was the.
Okay, I understand, speaking of mine. Yeah.
We're at 92% of our budget. Basically, this is actually taken out August 31st of 2025. So first, I'm gonna go over the total general fund revenue. We have $2,085,964.60. Next, we go on to the total city general. That is $420,694.53. Next would be the actual total police department. That they have $669,386.28. Now, for the fire department, the total fire expenditure is $382,805.40. Moving on to the grand total of the Forest Street Department, I'm showing you it is $61,566.04. The actual cemetery expenditures actually equal to $14,432.08. Moving down to the Park and Rec Department, is $12,518.56. Next will be the library department, is $7,186.06. For a total general fund, it would be $2,122,971.14. Moving to fire protection is $19,222.62. Total total fire protect, that would be $26,996.60.
$26,696.
$26,696.60. Moving on to the water and sewer, 900. Excuse me, that's how you look at my glasses. It's $909,000. $140.80. That is $909,140.85. So total water and sewer is $960,310.69. Moving on to the actual revenue for the airport, it is $24,159.04. Total expenditures for the actual airport expenditures is $42,810.86. 17 for the,
For 2017.
okay, 86. Excuse me, again, let me say that again. It is $42,710.86. Total sanitation is $369,040.14. Total sanitation is $207,414.17. Now, the court hearing, it is $12,103.25. And to end the total expenditures is $9,552.75.
For the board, note, when you see the note behind it, that's where you spend. All right, electric department.
Sales revenue was, this month is $1,127,354. Other revenue was $38,177. Total operating revenue was $1,165,530. Total power cost, that means the TDA for the power we purchased, $950,129. Total revenue less power cost was $215,401. Operation and maintenance expense was $232,894. Depreciation was $62,875. Tax equivalents was $43,429. Total expenses was $339,198. Total expenses in power cost was $1,289,327. Interest income was $402. And we went in the hole this month because it's been really, really hot and we had set it. So hopefully we can collect it next month. So we went into the red, $123,796.73. You got to set it before you can collect it. Any questions?
I think what the board members will need to know is that we purchase power as a bulk from TVA. I don't know if y'all do that, but we don't. If we buy, I call it bulk power. And it's based on the demand that our customers, it shows a demand, and TVA does the statistics for it and says, this is how much the city of Okolona, we're gonna allocate to the city of Okolona, and that's what we purchase. So when your meter stops, you're not being charged. You know, despite what you've heard out there, years and years of rumors, when the meter stops for the city, when it stops at your house, you're not being billed. So when the power goes out, the city we absorb that loss in the electric department. because we have to buy bulk power. We don't get to get power based on our meter, but however, if you were ever afforded the opportunity to go to Raccoon Mountain in Tennessee, you will see a command center. And when the lights go out in Okolona, the red light comes on up there, and they're concerned as to what's going on in Okolona, because they know that, you know, if the meter's not turned at your house, then the city itself is absorbing, our electric department has to absorb that cost if it's not, you know, if the weather doesn't show favorable, like hot weather or extremely cold weather where the usage is at a higher demand. So that's just FYI for everybody here.
Any questions?
Thank you so much. We're at number 8, discuss and approve the minutes for August 5th, 8th, and 26th. One, did you know any necessary corrections to the 5th? We're taking one at a time in order for them to Ward 2, 5th.
No.
Ward 3, Ward 4,
No, sir.
Ward 5,
It's good.
Ward 6. Is there a motion for the approval of the minutes for August 5th?
Second.
It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Aye. One opposer? It passed by majority vote. August the 8th, Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4,
No, sir.
Ward 5,
It's good.
Ward 6. Is there a motion for the approval?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? One opposer, it passed by majority vote. August 26th, Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4,
No, sir.
Ward 5,
It's all right.
Ward 6. Is there a motion for the approval?
Motion for the approval.
It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? One opposer, is passed by majority vote. We're now at number 9, department head reports. We went through those last night. Are there any additional reports that need to be made other than what we said last night? Ms. Barber, you wasn't present, so
I was not present, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
It was a holiday and I took it. Good evening, Mayor Sherman, others to the board. The Okolona Library, we on the 23rd of August, we unveiled the Wilfrid Library in downtown Community Park. Thank you to all those who attended. And remember to take a book, share a book. This is a community project, or you just simply put a book in if you like. If there's a book you would like to read, just take one out. We also are the proud owners of the complete series for our children called There's a I Survive series, Big Nate, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and Pete Elephant. Those are very popular series. We now have those in our library. Brand new books, they're beautiful, love them. And then on the 8th of September, at 6 o'clock, there will be an organizational meeting for Friends of the Okolona Library. We had one several years ago and it ended, so now we're trying to form a new one. And this is where you would be an advocate for the library. You would speak to the board in there about things that you would like to see in our library. Our library is part of our education system. It is important that we continue to support it. And this is some of the things that businesses look at when they look at your town, when they come to your town. So I wish you would make plans to visit the little library that does big things.
Thank you. So what was that date again for September the 8th?
September 8th,
What was the time? I'm sorry.
6.
6. We will be at the library tomorrow at 10 a.m. will be primary architectural firm, will be there. And we will be looking at the decayed areas of the library and the mold, and to see what steps we recommend to take.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any questions for any of the department heads in the library? We're at number 9A, approval of Miss Wheel radio contract. That was the radios that Mark Horn told us about last night. At no cost to the city. How many radios?
25.
How many?
25. 35.
Are there any questions to Mark Horn? Is there a motion for its approval? Is there a proper motion and second? All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Aye. We're at number 10. It is a recommendation that our city clerk salary be set at $47,000. What is the pleasure of the board? Is there a motion? Is there a motion? Is there a second? Going once? Going twice?
Second.
There's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye? Aye. Opposers? It passed by majority vote. Let me see, she needs the opposers, those who are in the proposals. Who oppose? Jane and Jarvis. Yes. Under the court clerk / deputy clerk, it is a recommendation to give our court clerk $1 raise. That's Ms. Paige Ivan. Is there a motion for its approval? It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it. And our deputy clerk, it is my recommendation that we appoint Ms. Denise Collins as our deputy clerk at the salary of $45K. What is the pleasure of the board? Is there a second?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
And I noticed the city attorney is not here at the present moment, but that's why I said earlier about making a slow determination. So we get further, so I'm new to it, and I want to discuss that back there, even though we discussed it. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. No, I just, anything concerning budgeting, salaries, money, I wanted to be clear in executive session before we came out here to the general public. That's why I made that motion, or attempted to make that motion earlier about those certain numbers.
We can make that the close determination, but I have what the city attorney told me. And we can go back there, but he told me that because they're officers, we can't, it has to be discussed out in the open, and that's the reason why, like last night, And we know that based on the budget that we have, that will be adopted, there is a surplus. It is projected with a surplus of almost $500,000. So is there a second? How close? Is that what cousin is there? I don't think it would be fair. Right, because
She's family is what I said.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I just couldn't hear.
It should affect you under that because of the degree. Okay, but it's more to you guys. So is there a second? Okay, it's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye?
Excuse me. With the distractions and the noise, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the motion, please?
Yeah, the motion was to hire Denise Collins at $45,000. Okay. Any opposers? Yes. It passed by majority vote. The city attorney, we're gonna basically leave our city attorney at the salary at what it currently is. FYI, yeah, we could bring her back. FYI, tonight was Jason's last night. He has resigned. And perhaps that's part of the reason why. He has resigned, tonight. He said that, you know, he has a child and his child, you know, is taking up, he said he cannot devote the necessary time that he needs to devote to the city of Okolona. And he does not want to do an unfair and unjust job for the citizens of Okolona. But in the mind, well. So we will be coming forward with later with a recommendation for a new city attorney. Our public defender, Mr. DeMarco Reddy. I asked the board to appoint DeMarco Reddy. And what was the discussion as far as was $500? $500 a month? Yeah, okay. That $500 and hers? Oh, just $500 no problem. Okay. Is there a motion for the approval? Going once? Is there a second?
Second.
There's been proper motion and second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? One opposer, it passed by majority vote. We're at number 11, discuss and approve of reducing the current mayor salary from 85K to 75K. What is the place of the board?
We never did make it to the board of max for executive session.
Yeah, we just addressed it. And I just, that's what I was telling you. The city attorney said that we cannot go in executive session because these are officer positions. And the law doesn't warrant us to go into executive session under officer's position. That's why we talked about it last night openly in the meeting, in the work session and the session before that. So what is the pleasure of the board? Is there a motion for the approval? Going once, going twice, 3 times it dies for the lack of a motion. We're at number 12, discuss and approve 2025 airport infrastructure grant. Do you want to take that, call determination on that? Is that the one?
Discuss and approve airport infrastructure grant. I'm fine.
Let me get Mr. Greg is from EIS, ESI.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Greg Jones with Engineering Solutions. We do the airport work for the airport out there, the airport engineering.
We're gonna ask if you all could please refrain because it's critically important that we hear what he said because this is our funding that's at jeopardy.
Yes, what I'm here about is I talked to you before about a paving project that we're going to be doing at the airport. That's still on track. The FAA had another thing they would like for us to get done at this present time, which is update your airport layout plan. Now, that is it's the official record of the airport for the city of Okolona, dealing with all of the appropriate dimensions, the airport geometry, the telemetry, everything that has to do with that airport is in that airport layout plan, not just for today, but it also promotes things out, 10, 15 years in the future for any future expansion and things like that. It's a very important document, and I discovered that Okolona has not been updated in almost, it's right at about 20 years. It needs to be brought into an updated time because so much has changed as far as rules and regulations, criteria for approval, and basic airport design and infrastructure, especially with technology now, with GPS and with, we need to have dedicated points out there that are true landing and takeoff points that pilots can use. This is a critical thing that the FAA wanted us to go ahead and do because it needed to be updated. And so we are using part of your bill grant, which is your money that was allocated a few years ago. Most of that is still going into the paving project as was planned to do. It's really not changing anything as far as any monies you're going to be getting to be able to use for that. This is just the acceptance of that grant tonight for us to go ahead and do this. And I wish every grant idea that we do work with could be like airport grants, because the federal government picks up 95% of the tab for this. The state picks up 2.5%. All they ask you to do is pick up the additional 2.5%. And this is not a very big grant. The total cost for this is $167,368. Like I said, the federal government picks up 95% of the cost of that. The state picks up 2.5% of that. So basically, they're asking the city of Okolona to contribute the other 2.5%. And it's not a very big project, but it's one of those very critical projects. And by your approving this tonight, we will go ahead and be getting everything set in motion, getting that done. Because what you're doing is you're saying to the state, or the Federal Aviation Administration, yes, we would like this money. Yes, we want to do this work, and yes, we want to get this done. And I would recommend it just because it's a very critical document that needs to be updated for the airport at Okolona. And that way, when this is done, you will be brought into line with everything else that everybody else has been doing, which helps in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, especially with future money allocations, we've got some ammunition to go to the government and say, okay, we need a little more than what you've been giving us, and we need to be able to have some real impactful projects out and do that. That's all I have. Does anybody have any questions for me? All right, thank you for your time and consideration.
We'll see you again on another one. Oh, here.
I think,
Yeah, number 21.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes. All right, okay.
So, are there any questions for Ms. Gray? Being none, is there a motion for the approval? Any second? Been properly motion, second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? Number 13 and 14, we'll make a call, try to move those to the bottom and see if we can take those on as a big discussion. We're at number 15, discuss and approve EPIN 1725, Ms. Dorothy Spears, to accept the delinquent taxes for 2016 in the amount of $385.19. Any questions from the discussion last night? The city of Okolona, we're not in the business of wanting to own parcels of land where people have gone delinquent it's been a practice of the city that they, people land, they go up in a tax sale, they don't get it for free, they still have to pay the 18%, the taxes on there, and it's been the practice. However, the state has told us that the city can't just make that determination, and it has to be made by the board and spread across the minutes for it to be legal. And so that's what we're doing tonight. So this is like a new, something new, because we're gonna be above board and do what's right. So, is there a motion for the approval?
I make a motion to accept the delinquent taxes from 2016 for $385.19. What is it?
Is there a proper motion? Can you amend and say with penalties?
With penalties.
Yeah, with penalties, yeah. Yes, second. Okay. All right. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? One opposer, passed by majority vote. We're at number 16. I think there's Johnson Adams to accept the delinquent taxes for the year from 2020 to 2023. And the amounts listed: 2020, $1,432.60, 2021, $1,290.48, 2022, $1,187.85, 2023, $1,035.20. What is the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to accept the delinquent taxes of the Johnson Adams for the years listed below: 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, with the necessary penalties.
Second.
It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. We're at number 17, discuss and approve the 2025 program advertisement. Have y'all decided which one we want to get full page?
Full page, please.
After 17, 3 and 1, under 17, 3 and 1, 17, 3 and 3. To bring about favorable recognition to the city of Okolona. That's what those statutes mean. That's the only way that the city can allocate funds under advertisements. It's under 17, 3 and 3, 17, 3 and 1. Okay. Is there a motion for its approval?
Make a motion to approve the Okolona High School football program advertisement for $175, full page both.
Under 17, 3 and 3.
Under 17-3-1 and 17-3-3, bringing about the community favorable recognition.
Is there a second? It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? We're now at number 17A, Nick McDaniel to attend the Fire Academy. Are there any questions from the board on that?
How much does that cost?
How much is it, one, and if I'm not mistaken, on the state reimbursement?
Like,
I think the state reimburses for everything except for including travel. What's that dates again?
Next week.
Are there any other questions? Is there a motion for approval?
I make a motion to approve.
It's been properly motioned and second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. We're at number 18. Discuss and approve the Okolona Mayoral Health Council under Mayor Shirley Brothers' leadership, Councilwoman Marcia Gates, Okolona Mayoral Health Coordinator. The city had been a part of this, even under Mayor Lowe. This is just basically because there's a change in their grant funding. And I'm gonna allow the coordinator, the coordinator, Ms. Gates has been the coordinator over this program. So could you elaborate for the benefit of the general public?
Sure. Okolona was given the opportunity to receive a grant totaling $5,000 from Mississippi State Department of Health. To receive the grant, we had to complete a benchmark list. As of September 1st, 2025, grant balance is $3,662.40. The events we hosted were Walk with the Mayor, Let's Talk About Mental Health, Community Health Fair, Community Forum, Understanding Your Nutrition, National Day of Prayer, 2-day community shared resource event, Breast Cancer 5K Walk Run, partnered with the Okolona Chamber of Commerce and Okolona Concerned Parents Incorporated. At this time, there is a grant for $6,000, and it is a signage grant. What that grant is, we will make a crosswalk at the elementary school. We will focus on the students' crosswalk for $6,000.
Are there any questions from members of the board? Being none, is there a motion for the approval? Is there a second? Has been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye? Any opposers? We're at number 19, discuss and approve, approve Councilor Jarvis Brumlett travel for the MMA Board of Directors in 2 months. Is there a motion for the approval?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
It passes. Any opposers? Ayes have it. I didn't see any opposers. Mr. Brummer represents us, y'all, on the MMA Board of Directors. So that's a notable thing. I've served on that board in the past, and there are a lot of things that they come to the forefront that they get out here and they champion, advocate on behalf of municipalities, laws that would hurt us. They fight against it. Yeah. All right, we're at number 20. Discuss and approve for cash. This is payment number 1, 3 Rivers, 5,000 to 3 Rivers. I thought I was supposed to be turned off. I'm sorry. I didn't press the little white button. I'm sorry. Discuss and approve the request for cash of $5,000 to 3 Rivers.
Question.
Yes.
You said this is payment 1 of 3, right?
Yes. It just says cash payment number 1. I mean, see if I can find that. Let's see what this is. Okay. It says contract. The contract amount is $45,000. This is for the city of Okolona. Okay, the CDBG. You know.
Yeah, CDBG grant, that's what that is.
Right. This is for the CDBG grant. That's the community development block grant. That money is basically, the city is not paying the $5,000. It comes out of the CDBG funds, because it's 100% grant.
I believe that's correct.
That's what I was told, it was 100% grant. We're getting ready to start some sewer improvements across the city. I know over by Triple Street, I have a big map in my office that any person who really wants to take a look at it, please feel free to stop by. And it has these areas where the grants are going to be applied. So this is their one that says paragraph number 4, method of payment of the city CDBG program contract for professional services. A request for payment is made through the month of July 2025. The previous bill was $8,000. Now the current bill is $5,000. Total billing to date would equal to $13,000 based on the document. And at the bottom, it has a little commitments of $5,000. What is the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly motion and second. Are there any additional questions? Questions? Being none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. Now, we're at ESI invoice number 6460 for $40,000.
And I think I can shed some light. What you just approved for Three Rivers is part of the same project we did. And this is our design fee of the work we did at compiling the plan specifications, putting it out for bid, all the stuff we do with that right there. So that's what this is for. These two kind of go together in this, for the CDBG grant. So that's what that is. That's our design services for that project. That's what that invoice is.
Ms. Gates?
So this is correct me if I'm repeating this so everybody will understand. This is the 100% grant that Okolona received.
Mhm.
We received that grant, so we're paying you guys out of the grant, so Okolona is not out of any money.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. We have to bring it before here. It gets approved, it gets paid, the grant pays y'all, you know, it's all kind of circular, but we still have to do this to get everything approved.
Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Being none, what is the pleasure of the board? Is there a second? Is there a proper motion and second for its approval? All those in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. We'll see you.
Right, be careful.
We're at number 22, discuss and approve returning the bucket truck OED, Oklahoma Electric Department is renting from Global Rental Company. Are there any questions from the board on that? If not, is there a motion for the approval? I make a motion to approve. It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. We're at number 23, discuss and approve the purchase of a 2012 Kenworth T-Rex High Ranger material. Okay, you can't hear, okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna ask that, y'all. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. We're at number 23. Kenworth, we're discussing approve the purchase of the 2012 Kenworth T-Rex High Ranger. Is that a material? Handler, okay. So number 23 and 20.
Go together.
23 and 24.
24, yeah.
That's the same thing?
Yes, that's like that.
Okay. All right.
And just understanding, we are returning, the item on 22 and purchasing 23 and 24, but we're getting it at a cheaper rate and buying it instead of.
The other truck would have been 40,000.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Just make sure.
Thank you so much. Is there a motion for the approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we've been properly motion to second, all right. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. We're at number 25. Discuss and approve moving forward with the REN substation program. Okay, would you elaborate on that? Talk for the benefit of everybody here about that REN substation program.
Well, the wind substation is part of the situation that we discussed last night. If you remember some of the comments that I made, it's just part of the success of correcting some of the problems we got. So in order to do that, it's just like recently we had trouble on the weekend where they had a pole, we had a 46,000 volt line pole failed out about, power was out about 5 hours. So this is something we're trying to do is build a distribution agreement. And, we want to build a tile line from, Lynn back over to, our substation at Lynn. And, we want to upgrade this line that we had problems with Saturday morning. And so, but the first thing we need to do is get approval to go ahead with the Lynn substation and these projects, so we can figure out how we're gonna pay for it and stuff like that. We need to start somewhere, and with your approval, just start working on this, and we'll come back with this information on what it's gonna cost and what payments will be and so forth.
You'll be basically, contacting Jeff Atwell.
Correct.
Atwell and Gent Engineering, who specialize in,
Correct.
Electric system. They're like, I guess they're the renowned leaders in Northeast Mississippi. I know down in the West Point, that's who they use down there and build several substations from the Pico Food. They get ready to build a new 161 and then with all that solar that's getting ready to happen down there. I know Atwell and Gent. And Atwell and Gent, they're the spinoff from the company that we used to contract with, which was called Happy Days. Right. Happy Days passed away, and Jeff Atwell basically took over the company, and it's Atwell and Gent.
Correct. Okay. All right. So hopefully y'all remember some of the conversations that we discussed last night.
Yeah. So basically, the severity of not having a backfeed of the 161 in the south, because if you're running off of 46 kV in the backfeed there, is when you turn to go to Una. Ford County built a 161, and that put us not being able to have a backfeed. And this is information that has been
those lines, those lines down through there are destroyed. They are from the very beginning of the existing. Used to be that 46 line came out of Tupelo in West Point. It used to be parts of West Point. Used to be everything in Prairie, all the way up to Okolona. Part of that went to Amory back in the day. It was going on up to Tupelo, the Roma area. So it's old, and that's one of the problems. So in order to correct this, these are some of the things we need to do. We need to get away from that. And if we don't do these things, what will happen in the public probably know this, if we was to lose our substation transformer down here south, south Okolona, then we could be out of business for over a year.
That means
whereas that pole that fell Saturday, we was out 5 hours. But if we was to lose that down there, we could be out. You can't just go get one. So what we're trying to do here is correct these problems. So the public, I know around here is tired of the power going out. And I don't like. So these are some of the things we need to do to fix this. And I would love for the public to support us in doing this.
So, okay, the insurance now. Number, well, is there a motion for the approval form to proceed with,
Motion to move forward with the new substation.
is the proper motion and second? Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. Now we're at number 26.
All right, we want to talk about our insuring our substations.
Yes.
If we was to have a storm come through and hit us directly, like say it did in Amory, we'd be out of business. If you don't have it insured, you're looking at $25 million. So then, if it's not insured, then we got to find the parts. So it'd be a real big mess. So what we need to do is make sure that our substations equipment is insured. So that's what this is all about, and the insurance for 1 year on all of our substations is $14,676.
When did it lapse? When did it lapse?
It lasts in 22.
2022, so we've been operating without insurance, putting us all at risk of having to basically buy and call for things that insurance could have covered for us. But we discovered this and we're making corrections, y'all.
You got to 22.
Yeah, it lapsed in 2022.
I do have a question. How fast can we get the insurance back?
Once the check is cut, that will,
If y'all approve this insurance tonight, the phone call will be made in the morning. And then the check will be made in, September.
Second.
all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 26, discuss and approve the purchase of a CD from Renaissance Bank using the electric department fund.
We have some money in the bank, so we're sitting there and, really the only money that we making off of it is interest on it. We can take $1 million or so of that money and put it as CDs. And I'm told that from Renaissance Bank, I'm just going to use it out of the depository, is that we can make somewhere around 5% on this money, which should be $50,000 a year instead of $5,000. So I have discussed this previously, and I want to discuss it with you again and see what y'all feel about this doing. I mean, we all into it to make money, to smart, to use your money to make money if you can. We're just sitting there doing it.
Motion to approve?
Is there a second? Yes. It's been properly motion and second. Are there any other questions from the board? Any other questions? Any other questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? 27A. Is there any discussion that needs to be had? I know we talked about it last night. Do y'all want any further discussion?
I make the motion to move Marie Romero from cashier to billing clerk at $16 an hour, please.
Second.
It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye? Aye. All right. Ayes have it. We're at number 27B, hire Seth Winters as an apprentice lineman at $15 an hour.
Make a motion to hire Seth Winter as an apprentice lineman at $15 an hour pending drug test.
It's been properly motion and second. Are there any questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers?
No.
Okay.
I do have a question. So what did we say about this? Did I miss it?
We approve.
Okay.
Yeah, we approve.
Okay.
Number 27C, approved to advertise for a full-time cashier.
I'll make a motion to, advertise for a full-time cashier. And are we going to, I know we're extending it outside. We wanted to go to the daily journal as well, correct?
I didn't understand that. What you say? I'm sorry.
You do want this to be advertised in the daily journal as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I make the motion to advertise for full-time cashier or, and to be advertised in, excuse me, our local paper and also the daily journal.
Second.
It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Was 28?
No.
Okay. Discuss, the hiring, is there a motion for the approval to hire, Jayla Coleman, and at what rate of pay?
My money.
No, that's 15 for the police department. Chief said after the completion of the academy, he'll go to 17.
It was there full time.
Okay. Full time.
Okay, we do have a, clean background check that and all that, right?
So is there a motion to approve to hire Jayla Coleman at $15 an hour, full time, and after the completion of the police academy, be elevated to $17 an hour?
Make a motion to discuss, well, to hire Jayla Coleman at $15 an hour as a full-time officer, pending certification completion, move up to $17.
It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? One opposed? Passed by majority vote. We're at number 29. Discuss, well, basically, we discuss, it should be discussed and approved, but, to hire Jamal Moore, and Jawan Hunter, for full-time in the Public Works Department.
At $13 an hour.
Okay. Is there a motion?
You want to make a motion to hire Jamal Moore and July Hunter, full-time at Public Works at $13 an hour.
It's been properly motion and second. Are there any questions?
And they are already employees, they're just
Right.
part-time.
Yeah, they've been here, what, 6 months already?
Yes.
And because of 6 months exploration. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
We're going to, at this time, ask that, a closed determination be made to, whether or not to enter into executive session for number 30. Number 13 and number 14.
Mayor, I'll make a closed determination to enter into executive session to discuss number 13, 14, and 30.
Is there a second? Is there a proper motion and second? All in favor, aye? Aye.
Make a motion to enter executive session.
For say to be
Location, relocation, and expansion of a business.
It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? We're now going into executive session. Is there a motion to exit out of executive session? Is there a second? It's been properly motioned and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We're now out of executive session. Let the record reflect that while we were in executive session, we're at number 30 for recess.
Make a motion to, for recess.
The amendment to the current budget that we're in, must be, submitted. So we have to do those two things and, at the same time, so. On Tuesday, the last day for me to 15th, state law says that it must be adopted by September 15th. So we have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. We stay in recess.